fuck around the block!
Every single bearish thesis that you have heard being passed around on social media since the beginning of 2023 has now been squashed. Bitcoin is at a new all-time high. We've touched prices above 75,000 just today. And as of today, every single dip in Bitcoin history was a buy, including every dip from the beginning of 2023 was just another buy zone. As we've discussed on this channel repeatedly, the bulls are in control and have been in control since the beginning of 2023. Bitcoin is playing out a stair step into new all-time highs as we speak. Not only that, the S&P 500 saw a massive gap up today. If you look at the daily chart, the S&P, I mean, what a bounce that is. We have a gap from yesterday's close to today's open of 1.4%, putting the S&P 500 into new all-time highs. What is very clear is that the markets favor a Trump victory in this election. I mean, the markets are reacting very, very positively. Trump is pro-crypto, pro-Bitcoin, has opened up his own crypto company, and Trump's victory is the best case scenario for the crypto market. And how do I know that this is best case scenario? Well, just look at the market, guys. The chart will tell you what the news is. The best case scenario for Bitcoin has just taken place in terms of the US presidential election. We had the announcement, Trump winning, and then he won, and we pumped up for hours. Now consolidating at a new all-time high. S&P gapping up. Markets favor Trump. That's just what it is. That's just how it is. I'm sure most of you guys remember in Trump's last term, the markets were going up most of the time. Even after COVID, we broke out into a new all-time high. You guys remember how Trump would always brag about the stock market? He's focused on this. This is one of his goals, is to get stocks up, to get the economy going. Now pro-Bitcoin, supporting the crypto community. Whether you like him or not, he is supporting your bags, right? He's going to make you more money, I think, than if Kamala was elected. So there's that. Going back to Bitcoin on the weekly chart, the parabolic trend is very much in play. And this is what we've discussed on this channel since the beginning of 2023 when we discussed or identified the beginning of a parabola, and now it's playing out fully on the weekly chart. Looking at the textbook parabolic trend diagram with Bitcoin's price on the weekly on the right here, you can see that we have 1, 2, and now 3 touches off the parabolic trend line. That is 1, 2, that is base 3 that we are currently at according to the textbook. Each base is identified by a touch off the trend line. And we've done that at the creation, the second touch, third touch, and now we're looking for the price to double from base 3. The middle of base 3 is 62,000 and a double is 124,000. Now, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take a long time to get there. Now, the first target is base 4. And base 4 comes in along our descending broadening wedge breakout target. And what do I mean by that? So this is the chart I posted on October 8th. And this is showing the parabola plus the first base 4 target that we have above us. When I posted this, Bitcoin's price was 62,000 in the middle of the range. And so according to the textbook, the first target based on our descending broadening wedge extrapolation, you measure the height of the pattern from high to low, and this pattern right here from high to low, and you place that on the breakout zone, which takes you up to 91. Actually, now it is adjusted to 94,000. That is our current base 4 target before we settle up, before hitting the quote-unquote sell point of the textbook parabolic trend diagram. Now, according to the textbook, this would be a cycle peak zone. Is it going to be the cycle peak? Could we go higher? Yes, we could go higher. This is at least a major target according to the textbook. How do we know if that will be the cycle peak or if we will go higher later? Well, it depends on how much time it takes to get there. If Bitcoin's price was able to get to something like 124,000, if we get up there around the first quarter of 2025, then we may be able to go up higher later. That's a possibility. So it depends on the speed in which Bitcoin hits these targets and remains within the parabola. 124,000, so 94,000 is the extrapolation of the descending broadening wedge So 94,000 above that high is the breakout. That is the first target. We settle up there for a while and then look to run to 124,000. If it happens early enough, let's say by March of next year, and then we have a huge correction by the summer of next year, and we bounce back and recover, that means by around October of next year, we could hit something like 142,500, which is my sort of highest price I would allow Bitcoin to go before really wanting to take most of my profits. I know a lot of people are going to say, oh my God, Kev, that's not bullish enough. That's bearish or something like that. But listen, guys, I'm looking to be a little bit more realistic going into this cycle rather than, people that raise their targets higher are the ones that don't take profit. I know we're all hyped for Bitcoin right now, and everyone wants to just say that the price will go to infinity, but these are realistic price targets: 124,000, 142,500. I think we would peak out about right there. Why do I think that? Why am I sure that Bitcoin can't really go much higher than that? The reason why is because it's all based on time. Bitcoin in every cycle has a limited time to get to these prices. And this is the halving cycle profit model on TradingView. It's one of the most consistent things I've seen in the market. I released this on TradingView. It shows you that from the halving, after 40 weeks, you enter what I call the profit zone. And the profit zone ends around 80 weeks post-halving. You see we have a lower high in 2014. That 80th week marked the lower high before a major bear market. The next cycle here, halving, 40 weeks. 40th week was a little early, but the 80th week marked the end, the top zone before a major bear market. 2020 halving. 80 weeks later was right after we hit 69,000. The 40th week, right around when we hit 65. Halving, 40 to 80 weeks, bear market. And so if Bitcoin's price is able to, play out some epic moves earlier, then maybe we can go to something like 142,500. If we are nowhere near 124,000 as we are moving through this green box, the 40 to 80 week zone, then 124,000 would be my peak cycle target. So it's based on the time, because once the 80th week passes, if your price targets have not been reached, too bad, you got to sell. Because guess what? The market doesn't care what you want. It doesn't care what your targets are. 80 weeks after the halving, we're crashing. This is important to remember. So what is my cycle peak target? 124,000, as high as 142,500, depending on how fast we can get there, depending on time. Because time targets are actually better and more important than price targets. Because price targets, sometimes they don't get reached and you just don't sell. If you have time targets, well, it's just a matter of time before you sell. Time targets, they are actually something you should all be putting in your playbook for profit taking. But yeah, I'm very bullish. I think that we're going to see epic moves. Trump in office is good for the altcoin space. Gary Gensler is going to be fired. So, this is best case scenario for Bitcoin and the altcoin. The total three, the crypto market cap, is currently sitting at the consolidation on the weekly chart here, ready to break out and punch towards the lower high breakout zone before hitting new all-time highs. Same thing in the last cycle. If you look, we were in the consolidation. We punched up right after the election. Let's pull up the election here. You can see consolidation, election, breakout towards that lower high and break above. Go over to where we are today. Look at this. Consolidation, election, breakout up towards that lower high. Same setup, same timing, same time of the year, same point in the cycle, same all-time high break zone for Bitcoin, and the alts follow once Bitcoin closes one or two weekly candles above the all-time high, then the altcoins will get a surge. And especially if Trump is planning to fire Gary Gensler, things are looking really good for the altcoins. This is best case scenario for your bags, whether you like Trump or not. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like and subscribe. Be sure to comment your thoughts below on our parabolic trend, or comment below about the election. Comment below about your sentiment. Do you think I'm not bullish enough? Most of you guys probably do. Most of you guys probably think that 142,000 is not a high enough target, or 124,000 is not a high enough target, but it might be the sweet spot. I guess time will tell. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it goes much higher. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, smash the like, subscribe to this channel. More content coming soon, of course, and I'll see you all in the next video.